Fans, Chris Robinson here at the summit with respected trainer Abel Sanchez. Abel, a lot of guys know you, Gennady Golovkin, what middleweight champion. Can you tell me maybe about your history with him, how you first crossed paths with him and started working with him?
About 3 years ago, his managers, Oleg and Max Herman, brought him to the U.S. They took him to Vegas, a couple gyms. They took him down to San Diego. They were in up north in Oxnard. They went to the wild card, spent a couple of days at the wild card. Then they brought him up here. Gennady and I had a little conversation about what I thought was necessary, what he needed, what he was doing that was not in his best interest for our style over here in the U.S. We spent about 4 hours together, went to dinner. They left the next morning. Goodbye, coach. I'll see you in a couple months. And I thought, yeah, sure, I'll see you in a couple months. You're talking about a guy that had a brilliant amateur career, and for him to come to Big Bear in the solitude up here and train with, let me just say, a coach that at the time I was just coming back from retiring for 6 years, the Norris days. 2 months later, I get a call on a Saturday evening telling me Gennady comes in tomorrow at 4 o'clock at LAX. Would you pick him up? He's ready to train. Sure, I'll pick him up. So I picked him up, and the rest is history. I mean, he's a hard worker. He listens. He wants to work the aspects that I want to work, because what he knows already, he already knows. So it's the thing of improving the things that he becomes with, but also to try to convert him into the style of fighter that HBO wants to put on, that Showtime wants to put on, that the American public wants to see.
What were your thoughts on his last performance? He impressed a lot of people. What was your thoughts on his performance?
I thought he did very well. The only complaint that I had with him and that I told him was that the first couple rounds he's a little tight. He's trying to look so good. He's looking to impress, that he's not just being Gennady. Gennady's very fluid, very easy on his legs. He's a big puncher, obviously, but the big punches and the knockouts come with work. You can't look for a perfect opportunity, and he was doing that in the first couple rounds. And
your gym here, the Summit, it's gaining a lot of notoriety. What's just it been like, kind of seeing the gym grow, and has it been easy getting the right kind of sparring for Golovkin?
Well, luckily, I'll go with the sparring first. Luckily, because at the level that he's at, we're able to import and bring sparring in and pay them. As far as the development of the gym, I knew that if we were winning and we were successful, we were going to get the press. We were going to get the ink. Fortunately, now the bigger names are coming in, other than my own guys, of course. Cotto is here right now. Canelo has been here 3 or 4 times. Chavez has been here 3 or 4 times. So those kind of people are starting to discover Big Bear Lake again. When Oscar stopped coming here and Fernando stopped living here, it kind of died up here boxing-wise. But now they're starting to discover it again, and it's a good thing. And you mentioned some people had expected Golovkin to be sparring with Cotto, but it looks like they're not going to spar. Can you elaborate maybe on why it's probably not in his best interest? Well, no, it's not. It's got nothing to do with interest. It's got nothing to do with gaining or not gaining, or Cotto gaining. What it is that Cotto's been here for 3 weeks. He's been training. Gennady doesn't fight until January 19th. So he just came in. When I first talked to Pedro Diaz, the trainer, I said that maybe before they leave, I would see if I could get Gennady in there with him. But Gennady just left for 4 days on a business trip. Just come back Sunday night, last night, and I think their last week is this week. So I don't think it's conducive to anybody benefiting from that. So I told him that I would allow Carson Jones to spar with Cotto if they want it, and I think that's what they're going to do today.
And Golovkin did have some notable sparring with guys like Angulo and I believe Quillen Alvarez, if that's correct. What have been maybe some of the more memorable sparring sessions you remember?
I think the most memorable for me was with Angulo. Because Angulo, being the big puncher that he is, came in looking at Gennady like small guy. I'm going to control him. And Gennady's not an abusive guy anyway. Gennady likes to work and get the rounds in. And Angulo came in, although Perros is a friend of mine, but he came in with the chip on his shoulder like he does everywhere else in the other gyms, like he's the boss. And he found out real quick that not with this guy. They worked together very well. when they finally settle down to work.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning, the first couple rounds, the first day, Perro's trying to dominate, and it's going to be difficult for anybody. I have heavyweights in here that can't handle Golovkin.
Okay.
You know, so it's going to be difficult for any junior middleweight or middleweight to be able to handle him.